Hey guys, thanks for coming back to On The Go Crypto. PENGU Token has been absolutely killing it over the last 30 days, up almost 158%. Obviously, it was up higher than that. It's retraced a little bit with the market action in the past few days. This is a monster project. A lot of people have been asking me to cover it, do a quick review on it, talk about price predictions, where I think it's going to end up for the cycle. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to let you know exactly just how high I think PENGU is going to end up in the top end of this cycle towards the end of this year. We're going to talk about that, guys. I want to thank you for coming back to another video. Please do give the video a like, guys. You know, that's all I ever need from you fine ladies and gentlemen. You guys have helped me build this channel. You know I appreciate your time and attention every day, and especially those likes, guys. They make a massive difference for the channel. You guys know I really do personally appreciate each one of those. Let's get into it. Pudgy Penguins is huge. You know that if you're watching this video, obviously. PENGU Token really just kind of ices the cake for this. But not everybody remembers the launch. Some people are new to this, and they weren't around for the launch. We were in the launch day one in the private group, and I begged my private group not to participate in the active launch. It was a total crap show. It was horrible, just like a lot of big Solana launches. It was trash, but it's had its own rebound, right? And you know, it's going to survive. It is the only project in crypto that covers Web 2 and Web 3, aside from Solana making cell phones and handheld gaming devices, RWA projects, DeepIn projects with miners and stuff like that. This is the next thing. They're selling these in freaking Walmarts, right, all over the world. So you can get these. It's NFTs. It's Pudgy Penguin stuffed things in Walmart, and now they have a token. So it's a full package. It's its own self-sustaining ecosystem at this point. They make hundreds of millions of dollars a year in revenue just off of selling these things in stores. So I think it obviously has staying power, and I think you guys know that too by now. But this is the monthly chart, and it is beautiful. But let's look at the all-time chart. Not so beautiful, all right? Not so beautiful. This thing got down into some ridiculous low prices for what this is, right? You know, less than half a cent. But this is nothing. This is nothing compared to what the launch looked like. I have the launch pulled up here on Deck Screener, and those of you that were around the day of this launch, remember how terrible this really was. You know, it was terrible. I mean, trading was halted. It was a total unmitigated crap show. But it's not entirely Pudgy Penguin's fault, right? The team, there were some things they didn't plan for that happened, that can and do happen with launches of this kind of volume. But Solana, being a sometimes flawed product, had a lot to do with this as well. So, no one could sell for a few minutes, which matter in a launch like this. I had that, pulled up to full scale. I'm going to condense this just so we can look at it a little bit better and zoom in. But this, this launch was rough. These are 15-minute candles, and this thing went from in the 700s million market cap to just over 4.5 billion in the course of 20 minutes. So it was massive. And for you not to be able to sell right here, and a lot of people bought this Pico top right here, and they hadn't really seen any real, price appreciation from that. I'm zooming this out, and we'll put this on the daily just to give you an idea. Look at that chart. That's not exactly the prettiest chart in crypto. And obviously, people that bought this Pico top up here at 4.5 billion still have yet to see that reclaimed, but I think it's coming. And let's talk about what's going to be. I think that there's no doubt about it that Pudgy Penguins, I do think that Pepe is a massive force as far as meme coins go this cycle. But the things that PENGU Token has going for it that Pepe doesn't is the Web 2 business of Pudgy Penguins. And I believe strongly that Pudgy Penguins will be the Shiba Inu of this cycle. I do think that Pepe is going to do its own version of a SHIB of this cycle. But when you look at the market caps of SHIB from last cycle, it's insane, right? Just SHIB's current market cap is only almost a 3.5x for PENGU from here. And PENGU is just getting started. If the market would not cool off, PENGU would be, 6 to 8 cents right now. It's a very, very, very easy layup play. PENGU is a great place to put money. This is not financial advice. On this channel, you guys know by now it's common sense. SHIB's all-time high market cap gives us an almost 18x of 65-cent PENGU token. And that's 40s, right? 40, 41 just over $41 billion market cap for SHIB in the last cycle. So this is something you really have to take into consideration as well. Not only do I think that PENGU is going to do these kind of numbers at the top of the cycle, I really do think it will be more. And I'm not saying it's going to exceed the SHIB narrative. No, what I'm saying is there's more money in the space this cycle this time around. These market caps are going to be higher. If we end up, people are projecting that we could have anywhere from, $6 to $10 trillion market cap for the whole space, right? Well, if that were true, and let's call it 6, and you had $6 trillion overall crypto market cap this time around versus what we had last time, which was half of that. If you have to assume the larger market caps for the larger performers. So if it was 41 last time for the biggest meme, it's going to be significantly more this time around. More money, more wallets, more normies. Now, it does not matter to me how much more that it is really, because PENGU at $41 billion market cap is insane anyway. So, it's something that you have to pay attention to. It's, is 65-cent PENGU small? Absolutely not. But it could be more than that. I just think it's going to do at least what SHIB did in the last cycle for its all-time high. I really do think that it being the #1 memed out Web2 meme coin is not going to stop. You see here, they're about to be put on that Game Boy style handheld Solana gaming console that they've put out. And that's supposed to go down, I believe. I'm not sure if it's tomorrow on the PSG one, but they're going to have a PENGU themed one as well. And you can play all these different games, all the Web3 games on that console, and you can get these consoles in different themes. And here is the Pudgy Penguins themed Solana, gaming console. That's awesome. That's huge. That's not going to stop. Here they are right here, this is literally crypto's mascot is it's a really safe statement. A lot of people know about Pudgy Penguins that didn't know it was even related to crypto. They're bridging that gap. This is a huge deal. They're not going to stop. They literally are everywhere. They're all over the place. They're all over Web2 marketing. And there is the handheld gaming console from Solana in the Pudgy Penguins theme. That's only going to be one more thing. The drop of these is imminent anytime now. And, just like it says here, PENGU is everywhere. It really is. Wherever Pudgy Penguins is, PENGU is. It's synonymous now. So, this is something that it's not going to go anywhere. Its staying power is an understatement. And, it's something that has really evolved farther than where I think even Luca thought it was going to be in the beginning. And that right there is why I think that it is going to hit the market cap of SHIB from the last cycle, at least. And that's a good starting point. That's where I think it's going to go, guys. Let me know where you think PENGU is going to go. Did you get in on the launch? Did you buy this Pico top? 5 billion market cap, or excuse me, 4.5 billion market cap if you bought this Pico top in the beginning. That's not going to look quite so bad whenever you're way up here, in the 40s. Way up here. You guys know where it is. So let me know what you think, guys. That's where I think it's going to be. Market cap of SHIB at all-time high last cycle or more. Let me know if you agree. Come see us in the private group, guys. Come trade with us. Come be a part of the family. I appreciate your time and attention today, guys. And even if you don't sub to the channel, even if you don't like my stuff, I appreciate you stopping by anyway. Be sure to stay calm, guys, and make that money. I'll see you guys again. Thanks.